G'day everyone. What was that? How about that result? Anyway, hope you had the lovely rest of your Saturday. Before I go further, I just dissect the review of the Gold Coast versus St Kilda game at Darwin tonight, Saturday 9th May. Just wanted to introduce you to my tutoring school. Just up on the top right corner, you'll see our school logo. It's called the Roki School of Excellence. My wife and I run the school. We offer individual and group tutoring services for years 5 to 12 maths across all levels except specialist maths, and in jazz drumming, South Indian classical drums, and octopad, which is an electronic percussion instrument. So if you know of any loved ones who might be interested, or your child or whoever, please ask them to contact us. We'll be more than happy to help, as enrollments are open throughout the year. So yeah, please jump on board. Anyway, that result, that was a hard one, wasn't it? The one that I sort of felt got away from us, to be very honest. Look, credit to Gold Coast. I thought they didn't play very perfect either, but they took their chances when it mattered, especially in that second quarter and a bit in that last quarter. Let's talk about, dissect the review of the game, looking at the scorecard and go through it quarter by quarter. So, if we look here. Yeah, there we are. So if we see here, guys, as you can see here, if we look here for a sec, yep. So as you can see, started the game like house on fire, as we've always done with our games throughout this year. Started like a house on fire, then we stopped and propped. This is where it all fell off the wheels. They got some ascendancy, Gold Coast, and then they never looked back. Though we kept in touch, but yeah, no looking back. To lose players like Naz at the start of the game, which is a big blow, and not have Liam Ryan, Higgins, Hunter Clark, and Max King, and to be able to go up at 25 points at quarter time, it was like, wow, without them, we're leading by this much. And the disappointing thing, guys, is the most disappointing part is to lose key players and to put ourselves in a winnable situation and to not capitalise on it was the hardest part. And look, I don't want to take anything away from Gold Coast. I thought they were terrific with their opportunities, but realistically, and we should have at least played an eclipse of our first quarter in this second quarter, or in one of these next three quarters. And if we do that, we would have won the game, no doubt about that. It was an ebbs and flows game, especially in that first half. This second quarter, guys, I couldn't help but get a reminder of the Adelaide game, which I'll talk about in a sec. Started like a house on fire and then just dropped. Okay, and look, a lot of umpiring calls both ways were pretty terrible, both nights, but really, we had shots on goals and we converted, and our entry into 50 was not too bad. Wasn't the best either, but when it was good, we failed to kick goals when it mattered and put a bit of scoreboard pressure. And one player who can lift his head high can be Darcy Wilson. Probably his career best game in Saints colours, 4 goals. He really tried to get the team back into it, okay? So, that was the most disappointing watch, okay? Now, I'll go into my key points of the game. If we just go here for a sec, here. So, as you can see up there, guys, fast starts, no problem. They continue to be St Kilda's strong point in the season so far. Our fast starts are never an issue. We've never chased games, including the one against Brisbane. We've always started well, but it's that middle ground that's really we have to work on. We didn't fade out like Carlton, okay? Whoever thinks we faded out like Carlton, I'd encourage you to watch the replay again. It wasn't a fade out because we did come back within 10 points, but didn't capitalise, okay? As I said earlier. Number 2, our second quarter performance is an eclipse of the Adelaide Crows game. Yeah, it was. 25 points. Moment Petrarca won that free in the second quarter, he kicked one. Then they kicked another one. Then they were licking their lips, thinking, okay, we've almost got this. We're within 12, 13 points of them. We can take some ascendancy in this game. And that's what they exactly did. Okay, and that's what my next point is going to be about, guys. They gave themselves an opportunity to win the game, but they shot themselves in the foot. Despite having players like Wilkie, Naz, Ryan, Hunter Clark, Higgins and King out, real match winners, and to be able to, put themselves in a winnable situation and be within striking distance of the game was a disappointing part. That said, the other positive I wanted to highlight was our defence. Our defence really held up well despite Wilkie going on the bench with that lower back injury. To mitigate Jamara Ugle-Hagen's influence, I thought was good. I thought that was shared well between Dougal Howell and Silvani and O'Connell. You know, and I thought Ben King kicked 4. He was always going to be due to kick a bag against us, but 4 I thought was not too bad. Other forwards, they were not that dynamic. Probably Leo Lombard, but everybody else had their chances, but they were not that perfect. But their opportunities collectively, when they took them at critical times, was what separated the result between the two sides. Okay, number 5, Ugle-Hagan. Did bugger all. Absolutely did bugger all. Without Wilkie, we still quelled his influence. Was that enough to quell Ben King's influence? Absolutely not, because he went. If not Ugle-Hagan, Ben King was always there. He was always going to cause some trouble. But I thought overall the defense was excellent. And Silvani is another player who can walk with his head high at the end of the game. Continues to be an absolute asset to this club. Really is holding that void battle left when he went to Hawthorn. So, JSOS, take a bow, my friend. You did some really good things in the back line. There were some decisions that you even questioned the umpire with your tackles and stuff, which are not too bad, and yet you were pinged. But in Wilkie's absence, I thought you really had that chemistry between Howard and Liam O'Connell. And we had Brad Hill, Sinclair, and Stocker down back to help as well. So take a bow. Well done. And really looking forward to you to continue with this good form. And lastly, guys, on to next week against Richmond. We're going to have some key players back. So we just jog on, takes some learnings from this game, and we're back in Melbourne in front of the home crowd. I think it's Maddie's match or not, but anyway, it's against Richmond. It's going to be a packed game. Should get the W quite easily and get back on the winners list nonetheless, okay? So, really, I'll leave it there, guys. Look, I can't fault the effort. Sorry about that, guys. I think there was a bit of an issue with the battery. I've just charged the laptop. Yeah, so I just wanted to say that, nonetheless, we regroup, get ready for Richmond next week. Should get the win. Take some learnings on sustainability would be the key for the boys, okay? I'll leave it there, guys. Have a great rest of your weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all your mothers and all the mothers out there. Make sure you spoil them. I certainly will spoil mine, no doubt, tomorrow. Yeah, and my next video will be about previewing the Richmond game. And yeah, have a great weekend. Look after yourselves. Keep warm and speak to you then. Thanks, guys, and go Saints. Bye-bye.